That now brings us to the end of not the end per se, but I will not say last but not least, I wish to first announce that we can follow the program on DacwaTv and all the other social media handles of Ansar Sunnah Trust. Now we will listen to the speech of Sheikh Hassan Olenado, who is the chairman of Supkem, and who will in turn welcome the CS, Bwana Aden Duale, for his closing remarks, and that will bring us to the end of the program. We thank you for your patience, and we apologize for any inconvenience or delay that could have happened. Thank you. Karibu sana.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. The guest of honor for this important event, the historical event, Honorable Aden Bare Duale, who is the Minister or Cabinet Secretary for Defense, His Excellency Jabar bin Ali Al-Dosari, the Ambassador of the State of Qatar in Kenya, His Excellency Mohammed Heri Saribuddin, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Dr. Nasir Al-Faradi, the Deputy Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the representative of the Embassy of Kuwait and Niger in this important forum. His Eminence Sheikh Abdul Rashid Ali Sufi, our eminent scholar and the chief jurist in the competition of the Holy Quran, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad Isa Al-Masarawi, Dr. Walid Idris Ali Marnasi, Sheikh Ahmed Aji Qasim, Sheikh Dr. Kamal Kadi Messi, Sheikh Dr. Suhail Muhammad Iqbal, who are actually part of the team headed by our eminent scholar, Abdul Rashid Ali Sufi, our brother, our Sheikh, our everything, the General, who is officially known as Abdul Razak Abdullahi Aden. Many of us may not know that name. Many of us know his name, Jir. I don't know what Jir means in Somali. And also, again, is the general. And I remember last time when I was asking our Minister of Defense that he's our civilian general, he's not a military general, but he's our general in our circles. The Deputy Chief Qadi of the Republic of Kenya, my brother, Sheikh Sukiyan Hassan Omar, sometimes I confuse the names, but all the names belong to him. It doesn't matter how you organize them. Sheikh, our elder, Sheikh Abdul Qadir Hassan, the chairman of AS Petroleum, the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, Haji Abdullahi Salat, the Director General, who is also here of the Supreme Council, Brother Abdul Latif Shaban, members of the National Executive Council, Dr. Aden Yunus, Brother Ali Golicha, and also I've seen the Deputy Director General, Juma Maulid. Respected scholars, ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very difficult in this particular meeting to enumerate who is there and who is not there. And I think the best word to say here is to say all protocols observed, because every participant of this important forum is someone very instrumental to the development and progress of the Muslim society in this country. Allow me, first of all, to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, who actually was supposed to be the chief guest. Many of us may not know, but for having in us or having seen the importance or the role played by our brother, the CS of Defense, to represent him in this important forum of the Quran, International Quran Recitation. Our brother, the CS, is someone we cannot introduce because anytime we try to introduce Mheshimiwa Adan Duale, we actually get lost because he's one man whom Allah has actually bestowed to the Ummah to take us to the next steps in terms of development. When we speak about Muslim representation, even when he was in Parliament, all the issues concerning Muslims, irrespective of the communities we come from, the regions that we come from, we are always looking upon him to be able to speak on our behalf. We thank the President for having seen in him the person who can actually be the leader of that important ministry of the government of the Republic of Kenya.
Before you invite the CS, we watched 2 seconds to give announcement to the competitors before you invite him.
Yeah, okay. Brothers, eminent scholars, we cannot really talk enough about the significance of the Holy Quran in the Muslim Ummah, or in the person of a Muslim. Quran is all what we have. Nothing less, nothing can actually be beyond it. Quran is our everything. It is what guides us in how we live, how we correlate, how we relate, how we engage with one another, how we coexist in a country, and how we engage in our development. So we cannot really be able to explain or to talk about what is the Quran to a Muslim. It is everything to a Muslim. So we have a gathering of this nature that we sit together to listen to those whom Allah has given an opportunity of being able to recite the Holy Quran. It is one of the most beautiful events that you will not want to miss, but want to be part of it. I want to advise, because in this forum today, we have the leading shuyukh in this country. We have the leading scholars and individuals who are actually serving this ummah in different levels and making enormous contribution to the success of Islam and Muslims. My message is the message of unity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us that we have to be united by saying, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وأعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا. As much as we have democracy in this country, we can create as many organizations as we can, but for the information of all of us here, that will not be where our strength lies. Our strength lies in our unity. The Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, the founding fathers of this organization, thought it wise to have an institution that will coordinate the Muslim affairs at the national level. An institution that will be the bridge between the ordinary Muslim citizen of this country and their government. And an institution that will raise the voice of Muslims by coordinating the affairs of Muslims and by raising concerns of the Muslim person in this country. It is the role that we are more than happy to play. We call upon each and every one of us to support us in this journey. No human being is complete. Every human being has challenges. But when you see challenges, you don't run away from, but you actually go closer and try to correct what you think is not right. For us to succeed, the journey is unity. Let us have as many organizations as possible doing development work, doing da'wah work, doing education, doing everything else. But when we want to have a voice, let us try to coordinate our voice so that it becomes a unified voice for the Muslims in the Republic of Kenya. We have seen many interesting initiatives, including attempts to create the office of the Mufti. Somebody sits in a corner somewhere. Because of the democracy, he creates an institution that will have very serious ramifications to the unity of Muslims. Let us not divide Muslims. Let us work in every effort to ensure that Muslims are united, irrespective. Every one of us has his own way of doing things. Every one of us has his own view of ideas. We may differ from some small things, including even the moon sighting we differ. But that should not be the reason why we become disunited. It should actually be the reason why we should unite, because our unity, we have to be united based in diversity, irrespective of the different ideas that each and every one of us subscribe to. And finally, the message I want to send our CS to the President of the Republic of Kenya. I started by thanking him. I'm actually still thanking him. I don't know how he's going to convey that message, because I think he need to carry with me, he need to go with me so that I can convey the message. Because it's very difficult to go and tell him, the Muslims are saying thank you for appointing me. So I think CS should actually work with me so that I can go and say those things. But we are saying, you are Mheshimiwa Waziri, tumeshukuru. Since the President came into leadership of this country, he have made some few public statements on specific matters that concerns Muslims most. One of them, which we are very grateful for, is the efforts to remove the extrajudicial killings, which the Muslim community are actually the biggest victims in this country. We are very grateful that action has been taken. The unit that was conducting these fearful kind of events have actually been disbanded, and we hope and pray that we just not stop there. I hope the President will actually appoint a task force to be able to investigate and to establish the extent in which the Kenyan people have suffered in the hands of rogue officers who have been tasked on issues of security. The other important item which I want to thank His Excellency the President is the statement on the issuance of the national identity cards, and to some extent, the passports. We all know the challenges Muslims face in this country. Sometimes we have been saying it is shameful for us, having been in this country, independence of this country for over 50 years, 59 years, we are still complaining about issuance of identity cards. We are very hopeful, we are optimistic that finally there is light at the end of the tunnel, that the Muslim young person will be able to access his document without being seen as someone who needs to be somehow checked because he may not belong. I think it's something that we have to say thank you very much. And finally, as we were organizing Bwana Waziri this meeting, and having the number of international participants, we are actually numbering about 51 of them. We are very grateful because we worked with the Ministry of Interior, specific the Department of Immigration, led by the Director General Alexander Muteshi, who worked hard and make it easy for us to be able to clear participants who attended this particular function. And I remember some of the visas were actually issued on the same day. Some from certain, of course, countries, because countries are different. Some actually spent some 4 or 5 days, but all the visas that were applied were given, and thanks to the collaboration and the efforts of the Director General of ensuring that we have this kind of an activity going on. Because we told them what is this activity about and why it is important that the office works with us. And we thank God that it really happened. And finally, again, we assure you, Waziri, on behalf of the President, that this community will stand with his government. But we shall always be able to point out if there is anything that we think is not right. We are going to point out what is not right, but we are also equally going to propose how it should be done. We don't want that to say this is not right, but we don't offer a solution. We are going to say this is not right, what we propose it should be done that way, because we are supposed to offer solutions for our country to progress. May I now take this opportunity to wish the participants of this interesting and wonderful fashion the best. May the best win when the time of that competition comes. Thank you. I know. Okay, just make that one.